has finally returned. The season has finally arrived, and in a way, it's like the season never stopped, following one of the most tumultuous off seasons for any team in modern college basketball. Alongside Warren Baker, I'm Andrew Caridi. So it's a new chapter for this West Virginia basketball team, Bake. But when you look at who's in charge, interim head coach Josh Eilert, no one understands West Virginia more than him. He's been here now 17 years. What do you see from this West Virginia team under so much scrutiny?
Well, I know that they're going to play hard, but they've got a very tough opponent tonight in Missouri State.
Well, it hasn't got easier for West Virginia since the season has begun. Missing a couple guys. Kirk Kriisa will miss the first 9 games of the season. A Cook out indefinitely with a medical condition, and hoping West Virginia can get Raekwon Battle back on his appeal for his mental health waiver.
Yeah, I hope so too. They really need him.
Well, West Virginia does have an ace in the hole, one of the most talented guys in the country, the big man, Jesse Edwards, a grad transfer. He's 6'11", had 21 points in the exhibition. He's the real deal.
He is the real deal, and Missouri State's going to have to really watch him inside.
Missouri State won 17 games last season. Donovan Clay, a big-time player. He's a 6'8" senior, averaged a block per game. And now we go to the third member of our broadcast team, Amanda Mazie, with
Coach,
Josh Eilert.
Your message to the team before this game?
Go out and have fun. I mean, they worked all year round, to get to this point, and then now it's time to put it on the floor and lay it out on the line. So play for each other, and have that accountability to each and everybody on the floor. So we're going to get there.
Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Amanda. We are back and we are ready to go. West Virginia and the Bears of Missouri State from the WVU Coliseum in Morgantown. The starting 5 for West Virginia: Kobe Johnson in place of West Virginia's transfer guard Kirk Kriisa, Seth Wilson, Quinn Slazinski, Josiah Harris, and Jesse Edwards. As we are underway, we'll get you Missouri State's starting lineup in just a bit. Our officials for this one: Gary Maxwell, Craig Murley, and Alexander Thompson. Well, all of a sudden, Bake, we're finally here, and we'll see this new-look West Virginia offense. Josh Eilert surrounding himself with greats from the past.
Oh, he certainly is. And Missouri State starting in a man-to-man. Let's see what West Virginia does with the first sequence.
Slazinski, far corner for Josiah Harris, no good, and rebounded by Clay, the 6'8" senior. Here come the Bears. Quickly in transition. They won 17 games last season, picked to finish 6th in the Missouri Valley Conference preseason poll. They finished 6th last season. Good offensive board, that's what they're good at. Lead to the right wing, 3 on the way from Chance Moore. It's up and no good. Johnson tied up in another offensive board, that time from N.J. Benson, who's getting the start.
Well, Benson really hits the boards hard. Got to keep him off.
3 ball from Lee, no good. Rebounded by the West Virginia point guard, Kobe Johnson, in his 3rd year with West Virginia, so he's comfortable in the system.
Oh, yeah, he is. He knows the players. He knows the system here. He can really help out the new guys.
Wilson off the screen from Edwards. Finds Kobe up high. Slazinski, dynamic player, going to attack the rack, and he'll shoot 2. Quinn Slazinski at 6'9", Iona transfer for the Mountaineers, scored 21 points in the exhibition against George Mason. We'll be seeing a lot of that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he really shot that ball well against George Mason. He needs to keep that up. At his size at 6'9", he's a tough matchup for the opponents.
Quinn Slazinski steps to the line. This is his 35th career start, 76th career game. As we see the visiting coach, Dana Ford, for Missouri State. 5th year with the team is Slazinski. Gives West Virginia the 1-0 lead. We already saw Missouri State really rebound the wall exceptionally well. They had a +4 margin, which was tops in the conference last year for them.
Yeah, they really hit the board. They throw it up and they go get it.
They also averaged 11 offensive rebounds per game. That's going to be a challenge for West Virginia. Lee contested 3, no good off the left side of the rim, and taken down by Seth Wilson. Aggressive scorer. Can't get it to fall that time. Lee grabs the board. There's in transition now to Mason. Space opens up, and he'll score it. Missouri State up 2-1.
Well, they will run anytime they get that opportunity.
Keys to the game, Bake. What do you got?
Well, I think West Virginia needs to adjust to how the officials are going to call the game with the thin bench. And then, they might have to play some zone at some point in time if need be, but I think right now that's what they're going to look to do.
Space opens up for Kobe Johnson. Board fought for and ultimately controlled by Missouri State. 2 back for West Virginia. 3 on the attack. Slazinski defends. No call, and he'll grab the miss. Kobe Johnson, 6'3" junior from Canton, Ohio, to Slazinski. Mountaineers attack down the middle again, and he's fouled. And will shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, you've got to like the aggressiveness of Slazinski here early on. Taking the ball right to them, drawing the contact.
They pick up N.J. Benson on the call, the 6'8" sophomore forward from Mount Vernon. Young team with a lot of experience, though, this Missouri State team. He played 27 games with a start as a true freshman. Slazinski ties the game.
Yeah, they've got 10 returning players, including 6 lettermen, and really 4 starters. They do have Lee back, Matthew Lee, who blew his knee out in the second game last year. They're glad to have him back because he's a difference maker at point guard.
Yeah, Lee, who is part of that magical St. Peter's run in 2022 all the way to the Elite Eight. Hit the portal and has found himself here and finally healthy. Johnson deflects it out of bounds, and it'll stay with Missouri State, which is a benefit for Lee because, you know, having a knee injury late in the season is much different from having it at the beginning of the season for all that time to recover. Benson guarded by Edwards. Back to Lee, stolen by Seth Wilson. One-on-one with Lee. Rejected, rebounded by Edwards, he's fouled. And they'll get Alston Mason, the 6'2" junior, as Jesse Edwards goes to the line yet again for West Virginia. They've already shot 4 free throws.
Boy, you have to like the way Jesse Edwards followed this play up. You know, big fella running the floor, and now draws that foul inside, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Jesse Edwards, 57th start. Playing in his 96th career game. He averaged 15 points and 11 rebounds at Syracuse last season. All ACC defensive team, high shooting percentage at 63. He had 21 points against George Mason in the West Virginia exhibition. Mountaineers up 5-2 already.
And West Virginia's defense has been excellent. Been in the passing lanes, able to deflect some balls. That's the way you like to see that defense play.
Much improved from the exhibition. They'll scoop it in off the backboard. Slazinski defending and just got beat that time on a fortunate bounce for Missouri State. They're down 1.
Well, you know, Slazinski did the right thing by not fouling just now. Donovan Clay had good position inside. You weren't going to do anything but give him 3-point play if you foul him.
Yeah, you mentioned a light bench for West Virginia, Bake, as Slazinski handles now for Seth Wilson. You got Jeremiah Bembry as a backup guard. He hasn't played a college basketball game yet as your backup 1. Running through Slazinski here to JoJo Harris. Shot clock at 3. Steps to the rim. Can't get it to go. Grabs his own board. Edwards, big move to grab it. Turns and scores.
Oh boy, Jesse Edwards doing a job on the boards.
He covers so much space down there. 3-pointer missed from Mason from the far corner. Mountaineers move it quickly. Johnson, nice finish from Kobe Johnson. And that's what Josh Eilert wants him to be, aggressive.
Aggressive, boy, they are really attacking the board right now. That's something that you look for Missouri State to do, but West Virginia doing a great job.
Kobe Johnson only with a career best 7 points. He's got that touch, but he also has to step up. Mountaineers up 5, lead to the bucket. Edwards playing him lightly, forcing the miss. Johnson playing with confidence. Had it swiped away, stays with it. Harris the corner 3. It's good. And the Mountaineers on a run now.
West Virginia coming out very aggressive, playing smart on the defensive end. They've got it going right now.
7-0 over the last minute for West Virginia. Alston Mason, the 6'2" junior, kicks it far side for Moore. Benson spins by Edwards, offensive foul. And West Virginia playing hard, playing clean. So far, so good from the WVU Coliseum. How about Kobe Johnson? This finish for West Virginia. Morgantown loving it so far. We're back after this on ESPN+.
yes, I have to be more now. Now that Kerr's gone. So, I still have to figure it out. I'm still learning things, but as I go on, hopefully I'll get better.
Kobe Johnson with a great finish, part of that 7-0 West Virginia run as we welcome you back to the WVU Coliseum. Here are the returning players for West Virginia last season. It was Finn Bake. This is a transfer team for the most part for West Virginia, but with a limited bench and a couple guys out, you got to get them to step up, and so far so good.
No, and those are guys that, know the program here, been in Morgantown for quite some time. Wilson, Johnson, Sumnick, and JoJo Harris. So lean on those guys, and Jesse Edwards has fit right in with those guys along with Slazinski. And we'll see the other guys that are on the bench later on in the game, I'm sure.
Yep, West Virginia, as we see Kirk Creaser right there, missing the first 9 games of the season for West Virginia. Big pickup from Arizona alongside Raekwon Battle to the left of your screen, and a Cook, guys who were expected to make huge impacts.
And I spoke with a Cook today and asked him how he was feeling. He said much better. No timetable on his return, but he did tell me he feels good right now. So hopefully he can get back before too long.
Which is excellent news. 12-4 West Virginia as we welcome you back to Morgantown. Wilson has Edwards down low. Jesse fouled. And they'll get Cesar Edwards, the 6'9 junior who came into the game for Missouri State, on the call. And that's another foul on the Bears. That'll be their 5th already, Big. 15 foul.
West Virginia playing a clean game right now. No personal fouls yet. So
there's Coach Dana Ford for Missouri State. Shot clock at 15 for West Virginia after the call. Wilson, 8 on the clock. Got Edwards spotted up. Big move to the bucket and one. Oh my.
You play behind Jesse Edwards and you're in trouble. They may have to start doubling down on him because he's a handful. He can't be handled inside by one guy.
The athleticism to do that at 6'11", but you're right, Bake. I mean, don't let him post up.
No. Try to knock him off the block and front him, but I'll tell you what, when he gets it, man, he's going to put it down.
West Virginia up 15-4. The phrase from interim head coach Josh Eiler, full benefit, take advantage of the opportunity, despite the fact that this team is facing adversity, and so far they're doing it. Moore, good look from 3. And tipped out by Missouri State. It'll belong to West Virginia. Cesar Edwards was the last to touch it, and now we see West Virginia go to the bench. Ofri Neve will come into the game for West Virginia, the 6'6 freshman from Israel wearing number 9.
All he likes is experience. He played well in the scrimmage as well. He showed a lot of things, but it's going to take time for him to grow into that body and get some experience.
Neve had 9 points in that game. Slazinski, nice move. Ooh, left it hanging though.
Everything but the finish.
Mason has got the ball again. Started 20 games last season. The double move. West Virginia forcing another tough shot. Mountaineers have it. Seth Wilson. Can't get it to fall. Collision there. Edwards on the far side goes down. Another miss, but a putback from Cesar Edwards gets Missouri State on the board for the first time in 3.5 minutes. They were in a drought. And 0 for their last 5 before that. Bake, eventually the pace of this game is going to settle. Depth will be tested. Game plan will be tested.
It certainly will. And West Virginia being thin will have to be careful with that.
Tough shot from Neve. And it will belong to Missouri State. 3 changes for the Bears now.
Pat Sumnick coming in to give Jesse Edwards a blow. He needed that. Now the guys on the bench, they have to see how the intensity has been and the way the guys are playing defense. It cannot be a big let-off when those guys come in. They've got to play just as hard.
Damian Mayo on the near side of your screen has entered, along with highly touted freshman Tyler Bay, 3 in maroon for Missouri State. And Lee takes Neve to the basket, and they get him for a foul call.
You know, Josh, Josh Eiler did a nice job just now getting his starters out, especially JoJo Harris, well, and Edwards, because there's a TV timeout coming up very shortly. Give them that extra rest plus the timeout then.
Pat Sumnick defends now for West Virginia. He's 24 in white. Backdoor cut. Lee scores.
Well, a nice backdoor cut. You find somebody overplaying, fake up, go backdoor. Good execution by Missouri State.
Bears cut the lead to 7 now. Immediate timeout with our next dead ball. Slazinski, the focal point for West Virginia's offense, tries the reverse. Picked up in stride. Lee for 3. Misses strong. Physical rebound and put back there for Chance Moore.
These guys are experienced. They're going to keep coming, and they're going to keep pounding the boards. That's the one thing that they did very well last year, hit the offensive glass.
Mountaineers by just 5 now. They're in a drought of 2.5 minutes. High off the glass. Wilson grabs his own board. Gave it away, and Slazinski will pick up the foul to stop play at 11:24 here in half number 1. 6-0 run for Missouri State. We're back after this from Morgantown on ESPN+.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. WVU up by 5. Coach Alex Ruoff joining me now. Coach, a quick start, kind of cooled off here a minute ago. Tell me about getting out to that fast start for the Mountaineers and how important that is.
Well, it's important. We executed. We took our time. We were patient. We got what we wanted. We got a little sped up there, a little impatient. We just got to get back to executing.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. 6-0 run for Missouri State over the last minute, 39 seconds. As we welcome you back to the WVU Coliseum. Alongside Warren Baker, I'm Andrew Caridi. So far in this game, West Virginia shooting just 27%. They're getting to the free throw line. Meanwhile, rebounding a big question mark. West Virginia holding their own. They're actually up 12-10.
Yeah, they're up 12-10, but we've seen Missouri State start exerting themselves on that offensive board, and West Virginia's going to have to do a good job of boxing out. You can't continue to give up second shots. They're too high percentage, so West Virginia needs to get back to the basics and then relax a little bit on offense. Don't try to rush so many things.
We talked about how that media timeout might benefit West Virginia. They're going to keep Neve and Sumanik out there for the meantime and allow Jesse Edwards and JoJo Harris to catch their breath. Again, West Virginia working with a limited bench in this season opener for the Mountaineers. Lee against Kobe Johnson. They'll hit Rafe Ayers into the game for the first time underneath to Benson. Trying to work on Sumnick, and they'll pick up Pat Sumnick for the foul.
Boy, and Benson drew that foul. He went right into Sumnick. Wasn't a whole lot that Pat Sumnick could do right there. You try to hold your ground, but if your arms hit him at all, it's going to be a foul, and that's exactly what he did. Benson went in and drew that foul. Jesse Edwards, JoJo Harris not back in, but Edwards back in. They see that they need him on the boards.
And Jeremiah Bembry for the first time.
Seeing that first action.
Freshman from Brooklyn, New York, redshirted last year at Florida State as they run the alley-oop play off the set, count it, and it's a three-point game.
Well, that job coach is crazy because you work on their out-of-bounds plays. Really, that shouldn't have happened like that just now.
This is Bembry with the ball. 6'5", 185 pounds. Sumnick on the perimeter. Edwards. Bembry with 8 on the shot clock. Gonna go up and can't get it to fall. Rebound for Lee. It's the freshman Bay and back to Lee. Missouri State definitely settling in here. Open 3 from the right side, and the game is tied. 15 all on the make from Chance Moore. Nearing the halfway mark.
Chance Moore was basically the 6th man of the year in the conference last year. And they said he's one of their go-to guys.
Yeah, he was literally the bench player of the season.
Yes.
31 appearances. Edwards, given space, missed it short. Can't grab his own board. Bears can take the lead here with a bucket. They hit Ayers, and he can't hit it. 6'5" junior on the miss. And here comes JoJo Harris again as Wilson and Sumnick make way. Josiah Harris. Screen comes from Slazinski. JoJo to the basket. Wouldn't go.
Now, Missouri State is contesting everything inside now.
Bay for the lead, no good. Rebound Bembry. Now they are clogging that inside big. Slazinski trying to create himself, and he draws the foul. So Slazinski will shoot 2. High motor for that guy. And again, looking to create his own shot.
The thing is, you know, right now Missouri State can absorb more fouls than the Mountaineers can. They have a much deeper bench. So, you know, West Virginia is continuing to attack, but Missouri State has a number of people they can put in to fill in if anybody gets in foul trouble.
3 points for Slazinski, give him 4. All of them have come from the free throw line at 8 of 10. In the exhibition against George Mason Friday ago, scored 21 points, but this is a comfortable position for him. Ayers, in the meantime, replaced for Missouri State. And West Virginia up 2 again. Over halfway through our first half. Edge of the seat stuff as we expected, Bake.
Yep. West Virginia still staying in the man-to-man.
Layup no good on the miss from Donovan Clay, West Virginia. Making that look hard that time. Neve.
Jesse Edwards battling inside.
Yeah,
trying to front him, but it's a difficult chore.
Yeah, paint has clogged up again. Good adjustment by Coach Ford and the coaching staff for Missouri State. Harris tips the rebound, taken now by the Bears. One-on-one, more Slazinski. Layup missed with a putback right there. Tie game again, Tyler Bay, the 6'8 freshman.
Well, one thing that West Virginia has to be conscious of, when you drive with limited guards, people have to know who needs to rotate back to stop runouts. Yeah, you've got to communicate that. Even if it's a big guy, somebody has to be back.
Harris, poke loose, and a run out, and easy 2 points for Alston Mason. 19-17, Bears have taken the lead yet again. And head coach Josh Eilert going to call a timeout here, as West Virginia, no field goals in the last 6 minutes following that turnover, and they're down 2. So with a timeout, we'll take a break with them. Missouri State up 2 here on West Virginia, 19-17 from Morgantown.
That's all 5 of everybody's fault. Everybody. We got to be way better in transition defense. How do they score? Easy baskets, effort baskets. They have not killed us from behind the three-point line yet. But we're not getting back in defense. We're not boxing out. We're allowing them to dribble the ball and drive the ball down our throat and make layups.
Straightforward words from West Virginia assistant coach and WVU Hall of Famer Deshaun Butler as we welcome you back to the WVU Coliseum. No mincing words from a guy who knows how to do it.
Well, he knows exactly, and he was exactly right about everything that he said. You know, that was a good timeout by Josh Eilert. He saw the momentum switching. And, you know, he may strategically have to use timeouts tonight for rest. You never know if things get really tiring and West Virginia is slowing down. Good hands by Andrew Caridi. I saw that.
I did my best. Mayo will inbound. That's actually the first time that's happened. Mayo will inbound here for Missouri State. West Virginia can't get to hit again. No field goals in the last 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, they put a cap on Jesse Edwards the last few times down.
Yeah. Adjustment has been made by Missouri State. Now it's West Virginia's turn. Alston Mason turns on Edwards and misses the gimme.
They did everything but finish it.
Quickly ahead, Johnson to Slazinski. Edwards chopped the feet.
Yep.
trying to create an angle there on the spin move.
Well, they had 3 people surrounding him inside, and they're going to do that. You know, right now Missouri State has done a couple of things. They're doubling down on him, and they're cutting off driving lanes that West Virginia had on early.
Play on Edwards. Stayed with it. Can't hit.
Nice job by Jesse Edwards not to foul, really to make him work to get that shot off. He took a bad shot inside.
So now the question becomes, how does West Virginia adjust?
Well, West Virginia right now is just going to have to make sure they keep the ball moving around on the perimeter. They can get some good outside shots here.
4 on the shot clock for Slazinski. Didn't recognize it. Johnson from way deep. No good. And rebounded by Mayo. Tyler Bay, a 4-star prospect, showing talent. And will shoot 2.
Well, Tyler Bay, they said, has all the potential in the world. He just has got to adjust to the college game, but coming in as a highly talented freshman, they know that he's going to be really special.
So Bay will shoot 2. Played for Overtime Elite in Georgia last season. ESPN ranking him a top 30 small forward. Dad played at St. John's as he misses the first free throw. So this is his first true college action. Missouri State up 19-17. West Virginia struggling to score 2 of the last 13 on their field goal attempts. There's a promo that runs if they miss 2 free throws in a row, a section gets one. That's it at Chick-fil-A. So. (20-17), 1 possession lead for visiting Missouri State. Rebounds now even at 17 apiece.
You can see the Missouri State defense slumping inside. There they are doubling on Jesse Edwards. They're not going to let him beat it.
Harris off the left side. Taken down by Clay. Mayo, nice move around Harris to score. 5-point lead for the Bears.
Right now, Lee laying off of Kobe Johnson, daring Kobe to shoot the ball from the perimeter. He'd rather Kobe shoot it from there than drive.
Bay on Slazinski. Quinn shook loose. Back from behind. Still fought for underneath, and it's going to be a jump ball. Harris tied up with Mayo. An 18-2 run over the last 7.5 minutes for Missouri State as we close in on the final 5. We'll get a different look at it here. It'll be Missouri State basketball.
A lot of contact inside. Slazinski wanted a foul, did not get a call. But, you know, you got to keep battling inside. Yeah, I think Missouri State was a little shell-shocked at the beginning of the ball game, but they're such a veteran team. They've settled down right now and didn't panic at all. Just started playing as hard as West Virginia.
Moore for 3. Left it short and rebounded by Edwards. Wilson toe taps the line. Just need 1 breakthrough here, Bay. Wilson can give you that. Great rebound by Harris. He stays with it, all effort and athleticism. Wilson, alley-oop. Edwards fouled on the way up. Nothing easy for West Virginia.
Nice pass by Wilson just now. Jesse Edwards reading it, coming in, couldn't get the slam, but he'll get to the free throw line for 2.
Jesse Edwards in this game for the Mountaineers, 7 points, 2 of 3 shooting. 3 of them have come from the free throw line. He's got 5 boards in 14 minutes. First one is made. NJ Benson, who's played a dynamic game as a big man, replaces Cesar Edwards, a Xavier transfer, who heads to the bench. Slazinski It'll stay with West Virginia.
Good hustle played by Kaczynski just now. West Virginia keeps it. See if they can cash in.
See if we can't make that effort play pay off as Chance Moore swiped at it. Wilson. Tough shot, no good. Harris crashes the board again, but it slips away from Edwards. 4-point lead for Missouri State. And Johnson got a piece of it. Lee holds on. Alston Mason to Benson. Lee with 7 on the shot clock. But the matchup against Edwards there. Wants to take him all the way. That'll never work.
Yep, that wasn't a good move by Lee at all.
4:10 to go, first half. Edwards trying to shake off Benson. Slazinski had it bounce off of his foot. And the layup finished by Chance Moore. See if West Virginia wants to push the pace here. 2 men behind the ball. Slazinski. 3-ball missed. Another good rebound from Harris. He's up and fouled. JoJo Harris playing like a man for West Virginia, but it's going to take more than that for the Mountaineers to come back into it. Transition bucket, and Missouri State up 6 at the WVU Coliseum on ESPN+.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. Missouri State 24, West Virginia 18. Well, how about taking this call? Table for 19, please. That was exactly the reservation for Coach Eilert and his extended family the other night when they all went out for dinner. Eilert, already a family of 5 with his wife Brandy and their 3 kids, has his brother's family and cousins in town for his official head coaching debut tonight. Today, Coach told me that he wants to savor this moment, but it's so hard because there's so much excitement and anxiety around the moment. Either way, he says he's glad to have the support of his family, and you can see them sitting behind the bench, and there are also some in the upper deck of the Coliseum. So he is very thankful to have them here.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Free throw up and good for Josiah Harris. Interim head coach Josh Eilert named to the position June 24, 2023. No better guy that understands West Virginia basketball. He's got a great story. Blue collar doesn't begin to describe it.
Now, thank goodness for the free throw line. West Virginia 11 for 13, but only shooting 14% from the field. Free throw line has kept West Virginia close.
Yeah, West Virginia hasn't had a field goal in over 11 minutes now. Their last bucket at the 13-minute mark. Mountaineers don't rebound. Edwards maybe got a piece of it. It's a jump ball and stepping on the line. Missouri State's Chance Moore.
West Virginia not locating bodies right away as the shot goes up. You turn, you look, you walk inside. Well, that just gives the offensive guys time to come in and collapse as well.
Kobe Johnson back at the point for West Virginia. Space for Edwards now. Hands all over him. Tries to adjust his shot midair. Can't get the call.
They're double and triple teaming him every time, which is the right thing to do.
Good no-look dish from Clay. Edwards swatted it. Who they're going to get the call on? Moore went to the basket. They're going to talk about it.
Kaczynski gets the call.
Yeah, clean swipe. Hand-on-hand there from Quinn Slazinski. And that'll be 2 for Slazinski. 4-point game with less than 3 minutes to go here in our first half.
You know, this is an important time for West Virginia. They need to keep this thing close going into half. You don't want Missouri State to go on a 10-point run here now.
Moore gets his game-high 8th point. First trip to the free throw line. He's got 8 points and 4 rebounds. Chance Moore led the team in scoring 11 times last season off of the bench. 5-point game. Johnson going to work against Lee. got to have that.
Yep, he's got to finish that.
It almost came too easy for him. Whistle and a timeout for Missouri State at the 2:34 mark here in the first half. Coach Ford wanted that immediately, even though it ended up being a pretty good look.
Yeah, it was. Something that he is seeing right now that he wants his team to do here in the last 2:34 before the half here. And right now, West Virginia is really struggling. I don't know where the offense is going to come from.
Well, the offense for Missouri State has come from that man, Chance Moore, the Brookhaven, Georgia native, 6'6", 205 pounds, an Arkansas transfer in 2022. Averaged 11 points per game last season. Previously mentioned, he hit those free throws. He's a guy that does a lot of good things, but that's kind of the story for all of these Missouri State players, just balanced, physical basketball players.
Well, he led the team. He had 53s last year. I mean, that's putting it up pretty darn good. No wonder he was, sixth man or bench man of the year.
Yep, shot 34% from distance as well. And that's his line right now. Mountaineers with Harris, Wilson, Edwards, Slazinski, and Johnson. Starting five for the Mountaineers.
West Virginia in a 2-3 zone right now. You wonder if they were going to see some zone out of West Virginia, and they're in it right now.
Jesse Edwards, the anchor of it, he's comfortable in that position, played it at Syracuse.
Make sure you know where Chance Moore is if you're in a zone.
2 on the shot clock. Lee from way downtown, and Slazinski handles it. 5-point game. Knew it wasn't going to be easy.
No. Good move by Josh Allen to go zone.
Seth Wilson.
Look how Missouri State is slumping on that defense, daring West Virginia to shoot the ball from the perimeter.
And Slazinski can do that. He'll draw the foul and shoot 3.
Boy, not a good foul by Chance Moore.
And Slazinski, 5 of 6 already for West Virginia. All of his points have come from the line, so that's a good way to chip into the lead. Had to get it off, though. Shot clock was at 5. So Slazinski will shoot 3. Fifth-year senior, stops at Louisville and Iona. Played for Rick Pitino last year as he makes the first one. Averaged 11 points and 6 rebounds before an injury.
You talk to him, he really loves being in Morgantown. He just said feels like home to him.
Gets all 3. So as much as West Virginia has struggled still without a field goal in the last 12 and a half minutes, it's just a 2-point game.
West Virginia staying in the zone.
Mason hits from deep. And Missouri State gets it right back, 28-23. 1:20 to go until the break. Base opens up for Johnson. No good. Rebounded by Bay. Edwards gets a piece of it and gets the West Virginia turnover. 6th forced by the Mountaineers.
West Virginia really needs a good possession this time down the floor.
Wilson looking to attack. No good again. And they'll get a foul call on Donovan Clay underneath as Edwards went ranging over the top of him with 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, Donovan Clay backed under Edwards as he was in the air. So Jesse Edwards going to the line, cut this thing by 2 more points.
Edwards 8 points, 4 of 5 from the line, 7 rebounds. Averaged a double-double at Syracuse last year and well on his way. Dawson Carper, a 6'11 senior, now checks in for the Bears in his 6th year of college basketball.
Yeah, they didn't want Clay to pick up another personal foul here with the last 50 seconds to go, so he'll sit. Slazinski's coming out of the game as well. McVay comes in. You don't want Slazinski to get a third foul either.
Yeah, both of the guys swapped out 2 fouls.
Yeah.
Save those for the second half. short from Edwards.
Which Jesse Edwards knew as soon as he let it go, it was going to be short.
West Virginia may have the last possession.
West Virginia back man to man here now.
Neve on Lee. Missouri State drains the clock. Wilson defends Lee. That's a tough shot and made by Matthew Lee.
That's just a good individual offensive play by a player. That's all you can do. Defense was good.
West Virginia with about 13 seconds to run a set. Clock down to 7. 5. Johnson still with it, gonna push one up. No good with 1 second to go. And that'll do it for half number 1. Missouri State 30, West Virginia 24. Mountaineers struggling to put the ball in the hoop in live play over the last 14 minutes. Amanda Mazies with Josh Eiler.
Coach, a pretty substantial scoring drought to end the game, or to end the first half. How do you get back that mojo you had at the beginning of the game?
I think we just got to do things that we're supposed to do. I mean, we're breaking off plays when we don't need to break off plays. So we forgot our identity on the offensive end. We just got to move the ball, share the ball, and eventually the defense is going to break down. But we're getting impatient.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Andrew?
Thank you very much, Amanda. Time to break here at the WVU Coliseum. It is Missouri State 30, West Virginia 24. Room to work for the West Virginia basketball team with a new identity this season. We're back after this. West Virginia has its work cut out for it. In half number 2 as Missouri State leads the Mountaineers 30-24. Warm-ups back underway as we ready for the second 20 minutes. Well, who's made an impact in this game? Exactly who we expected for Missouri State. It is Chance Moore. Really aggressive guy that's looking really good so far. He's got 8 points and 4 rebounds.
That's why he's a well-balanced player. He can hit the outside jump shot, but he can do damage on the boards as well. Yeah, he's a complete player all the way around there.
Missouri State really taking advantage of West Virginia in the transition game and overall just playing that quick speed. But for West Virginia, it's Jesse Edwards. He has to be the guy, and so far he has 9 points, 5 of 7 from the line, and 7 rebounds.
Jesse Edwards is a handful. It's proved that one guy can't do it. You know, they have to get 2 or 3 guys on him.
Well, Bake, the one thing that stands out, West Virginia 4 of 32 shooting in that first half. We're up 12-4 right at the first media timeout. Other than shooting, I mean, West Virginia is actually winning in a lot of these categories.
Yeah, they are. No bench points, but you can't expect a lot of bench points. You don't have that many guys with experience coming in. But they have to figure out a way to get the ball in the hole here.
Yeah, West Virginia without 3 of their expected primary contributors not available, causing the struggles for the Mountaineers. And it's going to get tough for West Virginia, especially when you get into conference play. It is a new look Big 12, and here are where the teams settle in the Big 12 preseason poll. You see West Virginia in the bottom half of that second bracket. West Virginia 6 spots from the bottom, but as expected, with so much turmoil in the offseason, an interim head coach.
Yeah, and you know, again, the toughest league in basketball in college. So, yeah, West Virginia's going to have their work. It'd be real nice if Raekwon Battle could somehow become eligible, because that would make a huge difference. Yeah, get Kerr back, I think it'll be fine.
Mountaineers would love an appeal there that is approved for Raekwon Battle, and you will have Kerr Kriisa back for conference play. He'll only get a couple of non-conference games before he warms up. So in the top 25, Kansas slotted number 1. You get that big Hunter Dickinson transfer, going to make them dangerous, along with DeJuan Harris. And Houston, newcomer to the league, 7th. They had a great year last year, and of course, Texas and Baylor and all, as always.
Yes.
So those are your Big 12 teams in the top 25 as we're ready to go for half number 2. See what kind of adjustments that West Virginia makes. Meanwhile, there's the new women's basketball coach for WVU. Amanda Mazies got more on Mark Kellogg.
I talked to Coach Ford coming out of the locker room, and he said they like what they did in the first half defensively. They stuck with their assignments and held WVU to very little scoring to finish out the half. He said what they need to improve on, he doesn't want to let WVU stunt their ball movement, so they have to settle for tough shots. We'll see how the second half plays out for Missouri State. Andrew?
Thank you, Amanda. Yeah, Bake, it's just back to the basics, right? Coach
Yes, it
Eilert
is.
caught up with us at halftime, and it's not anything. You don't have to reinvent or do anything crazy. It's just back to the basics, get your game going. We'll see what kind of changes they make here. Seth Wilson, a really good look and a really big make for West Virginia.
Nice play, starting right back. Seth Wilson can do that. He comes out fresh, knocks it down.
Exactly how you draw it up to get the momentum back. That was West Virginia's first field goal if you go back to the first half in about 15 minutes. They go underneath. Benson back out to Mason. Jump spin to Moore. And Moore answers. He's in double figures with 11.
Yeah, you got to get a hand up on him. He can knock those threes down. That West Virginia started back man-to-man, but had to collapse, and they found Chance Moore open.
Slazinski played tightly. Wilson for Harris. Kobe Johnson wanted that reversed. Shot clock at 10. To Wilson, who just hit that three. Wilson nudged but scores. Back-to-back buckets for Seth Wilson. And he's got 5 points, was scoreless in the first half.
Yep, well, Seth can get it going, so that's what West Virginia needs right now. Someone to step up along with Jesse Edwards.
Seth Wilson in his 3rd season at West Virginia. Came off the bench last year, averaged only 4 points per game, but he's got to take that big next step. Shot clock at 5 for Missouri State. Lee poked loose. Limited time to work with here for the Bears. They'll have 3.2 on the shot clock.
West Virginia needs to be heads up. Watch the screen. Nope, didn't come.
Mason swatted by Edwards, and it's a shot clock violation. Little no from Jesse Edwards.
Yep, whether it was a violation or not, Edwards said, I'm not having any of that.
Well, we saw Matthew Lee try and take Jesse on 1-by-1, and Alston Mason learned the same lesson there. Slazinski with Wilson cutting through the middle. Zone defense now for Missouri State, Big. 10 on the shot clock for Kobe Johnson. They got Jesse down low. Edwards up and scores.
They were too late doubling that time.
Edwards with 11. Lee with a 3 that's no good, and Edwards grabs it. Similar fiery electric first start for West Virginia in the second half that we saw in the first half, but you got to maintain. Two and a half minutes in.
Yeah, West Virginia fresh coming out. You have to see as time goes on whether or not they can maintain it.
West Virginia can tie or take the lead, but they got to do it in 5 seconds. Kobe Johnson scores it. We're knotted up at 33.
Good, strong move by Kobe Johnson inside.
West Virginia's coaching staff getting up on the bench. Coach Ford on the other end for Missouri State. A bit frustrated, it would seem, but staying mellow. 10 on the clock. Baseline drive, denied. Lee with 5 on the clock. Up over Edwards, floater no good. Rebound Johnson.
Good job, West Virginia boxing out.
Slazinski. Got it!
West Virginia with great ball movement.
Timeout, Missouri State. A 9-0 run in 2.5 minutes for West Virginia. The Mountaineers up 36-33. That'll take us to a break. Quinn Slazinski taking the roof off as West Virginia in the second half pops back.
The air feels different.
West Virginia down 6 coming into the second half. They're now up 3, a 9-0 run for West Virginia over the last 2.5 minutes as we welcome you back to the WVU Coliseum Bake West Virginia had 4 total field goals in the first half. They've already surpassed that with 5. Quinn Slazinski and Jesse Edwards part of this run. They both got 11 points.
Yeah, well, the one thing that I really like about West Virginia as they start this second half is the ball movement. It's moving. Guys are cutting. You don't see guys really trying to go one-on-one. They're getting the good ball movement, and thus they're getting good shots. They need to keep that up.
West Virginia with the same starting 5 as the beginning of the game, beginning of the second half. Here we go, Matthew Lee. 6-year senior point guard for Missouri State. Mason underneath. Clay can go to work here against Slazinski. Good dish out to Edwards, and Cesar Edwards ties the game.
But they have so many guys that can either go inside or step out. Edwards just showed you that now. He can step out and hit it as well.
Xavier transfer, played 23 games last season. Johnson had to get rid of it, wanted movement out of Josiah Harris. Slazinski, this is his range, count it. 38-36.
At 6'9", you got to get a hand up in his face because he has good range.
Slazinski with 13. They go to Clay down low. Good pass again. Edwards, identical look, that time an air ball. With 15-19 to go, and that'll take us to another media timeout. West Virginia 38, Missouri State 36. Anybody's game in the second half. Knew it was going to be like this. We'll race to the finish on ESPN+.
Mountaineers up by 2 over Missouri State. The Bears' Alston Mason, who has 7 points tonight, isn't just a model basketball player, he's a model as well. Yeah, you heard me right. And it runs in a family. His mom was a model, and his brother Alton is one of the most famous male models in the world and was the first black male model to walk for Chanel. While Austin focuses more on basketball, the brothers did grace the cover of Esquire Germany together back in September. So while good looks run in the family, basketball does as well. Their dad Alton played hoops at Arizona State and played professionally as well. Andrew, that is a talented, good-looking family right there.
That is a unique skill set. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah, Alston was actually born in Belgium, so he's got the European flair going for him. I think he's pulling it off, not gonna lie.
He is. Missouri State now back in a 2-3 zone.
Shot clock 5, Kobe Johnson, good look, online. Too strong, and taken down by Clay.
Dana Ford trying some things to slow this West Virginia offense down.
Off balance 3, no good, rebounded by Seth Wilson. Good group rebounding effort by West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia doing a good job of boxing out on the boards.
Wilson wanted to go by more. Mountaineers will run the offense with 20 on the shot clock.
Just that one time down in zone, now they're back man to man.
Slazinski looking down low for Edwards, help comes and he's fouled. That'll go against Alston Mason. 6'2" junior.
Don't know if Alston Mason should have really fouled out there. You know, Jesse Edwards has good range, but he was quite away from the basket. I'm not sure he was going to be able to drop that down. Let's see if the West Virginia players coming in. Nuvay came in just now. JoJo Harris sitting down. Those guys have got to keep up the same intensity.
Mason and Lee take a seat for Missouri State. Mayo is in along with Bay, who guards Wilson now. Wilson explosive to the basket, left it hanging, goes up. Edwards bouncing around. Bay trapped. Mountaineers want to back off, and they do.
Seth Wilson battling hard. He'd like to have that second shot back.
And we'll get Edwards for a foul underneath. And on the putback attempt, Jesse Edwards will pick up his first personal right there.
Well, you know, from the beginning of the game, we saw Missouri State be a little passive, and then they turned it up on the boards. Coming out of the timeout, I look for them to try to do the same thing. West Virginia needs to continue to box out like they did before because these guys are coming.
First free throw for Moore, up and in. And he's now 2 of 3 from the line with 12 points. Team high for Missouri State. Quinn Slazinski has 13 for West Virginia as we're on our way to another tie. And we are 38 all. We've had 6 ties, 4 lead changes in this one, Bake.
And Missouri State putting on the pressure now. You want West Virginia to work to get the ball up the court.
Mountaineers not tremendously deep in the guard category with the absence of Kirk Risa. Neve hits from the near corner. It's a three-pointer for
What a lift.
Those are his first points of the game. More fadeaway, going to take that easy 14-footer, 41-40.
They had Neve on his heels just now, and that's all the space that Moore needed.
Ofri Neve playing on the Israel U18 team in the Summer Euros. Slazinski no good. Edwards got his fingertip on it and was fouled. Good call late. Definitely some contact there for Jesse Edwards. It's like pool noodles when he goes up.
Oh, wow. He's so long, and you got to put your body on him and push him away, because with those long arms, he can tip it to himself.
They'll pick up Bay for the foul. That'll be his first. And we'll get the clock fixed. So we'll get the time adjusted. Dana Ford for Missouri State. Take some time to coach. Gary Maxwell has it sorted out. And the restart for Neve. Slazinski, West Virginia's leading scorer. In for Edwards. There's a space for Wilson. Count it.
Jesse Edwards, what a great look. He was double teamed. He knew that he had Wilson in the corner, knocked it to him, and Seth was ready to shoot it.
Edwards picks up his assist. That'll be his first. Mountaineers by 4. Bay goes up. Good block. Getting a piece of it was Kobe Johnson. And here he is on the other end. Traylor Wilson. Three-pointer good. Timeout, Missouri State. Mountaineers by 7. With 12:45 to go in the second half.
Dana Ford says, no, hold up. Somebody's got to find this guy in transition. He's on fire right now.
Seth Wilson with the bucket. All of his points, all 11 of them, have come in the second half. It wasn't too hot shooting in the first half, Bake. He's 4 of 13 in the game. But West Virginia outscoring Missouri State 23-10 in this second period.
Well, yeah, and they've come out, they've relaxed, went back to what Josh Eilert said, let's go back to the drawing board and run our stuff.
Seth Wilson is the leading scorer for West Virginia in the second half. You just saw he is 4 of 6 in these last 7 minutes and change from the line. He's hit 3 threes while picking up 2 rebounds in just 7 minutes. For all of the offensive firepower that West Virginia is missing with Raekwon Battle, with Kirk Risa being able to distribute the ball, that is the kind of game that Seth Wilson had to have for West Virginia to be successful, as we see Kirk Risa, Raekwon Battle, and a Cook on the bench for the Mountaineers.
West Virginia in a 2-3 zone out of that timeout. Pat Sumnick in the game now. Those guys have got to box out in this zone.
Bay with 8 on the shot clock to Lee. Screen from Edwards. Lee can step into the jumper. No good. Strong rebound from Neve. And Lee now just 2 of 11 from the field. He struggled to shoot. ISO'd now with Wilson. May want to take him all the way. Well, help came. And Jesse Edwards. Sumnick to Johnson. Kobe. Got the first man to miss.
Yep.
And they call it jump ball.
Thought they might have a walk.
Yep. And the possession arrow will have it as Missouri State. Mountaineers by 7. We'll take a break with them on ESPN+. West Virginia has outscored Missouri State by 13 points in the second half. 11 of them belong to Seth Wilson, on fire to start after the break.
Well, Seth Wilson has always been a great shooter. You let him get set, and he's going to knock him down. He's showing you that he also has strength inside. He was a great three-point shooter last year, but he's really showing you right now what he can do.
West Virginia tasked with facing adversity for the last months and counting, faced with it in the exhibition, down by 6 at halftime. They're up 7 now in the second half at home. No question at the WVU Coliseum, willing them to victory. Alston Mason, beautiful stroke. Lead is cut to 4.
Well, West Virginia went back to that zone again. When certain guys, you got to get at least a hand up because they will knock it down. Josh Eiler trying to keep them off balance.
Mason now in double figures. He's got 10 points on his second three. Sumnick for 3. Too strong, rebound Lee. There's a quality look for West Virginia, just not the right guy.
Yep.
Nobody picks up Clay until the end. Off some hands, shot clock at 10. Jump pass to the far corner. Mason, 3 is strong. Neve up for it, tied up there with Benson. The jump pass to Lee. That's dribbled off of a foot and will stay with Missouri State. Damian Mayo, the 6'3 sophomore, re-enters for N.J. Benson.
Mason trying to split that, split the two guys. He was fortunate that ball went off a West Virginia foot.
Mayo's only played 9 minutes, averaged 20 per game last year. Nearing the halfway mark of our second half. Clay, good help from Neve, still underneath. Goes up, no good. And the pop fly eventually caught by Sumnick.
Boy, Clay has had a tough night tonight.
Johnson frozen. And get it to Edwards. See the motion West Virginia can run here. Open space, the key to West Virginia's offense. And so is Seth Wilson. No good that time. Great board from Sumnick. Scores it.
That's what he can do for you.
And a Wilson, a foul on the other end. Well, on the same end, actually, as Missouri State was trying to transition.
I'm sure Josh Eiler is saying, now, Pat Sumnick, that's what we want you to do. That ball goes up on the board. Go get it, stick it back.
That's a first on Wilson, as Pat Sumnick has his first points of the season. Mountaineers by 6, officially past the halfway mark. Edwards got a hand up. Neve gets up after the rebound. Hands all over him. They'll pick up Mayo for the foul.
Neve coming in the ball game, doing a nice job on the boards.
Ofri Neve picks up his 3rd rebound.
This West Virginia zone has been effective when they find the shooters. You know, you've got to know where Mason is when he's on the court, and certainly when Chance Moore is out there, you need to. But, you know, West Virginia changing up the defense, and I think it's been very, very good for them.
Bay is back in for Mayo in the meantime. Neve whipped in that inbound. West Virginia shooting 29%. Missouri State 34% in the game. Ofri Neve. Whistle, foul underneath, going to send it the other way.
Yeah, they got Jesse Edwards, I think, with a push inside.
Jesse Edwards picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd personal. One more puts him into the area of concern. However, if you were West Virginia coming into this game and you were told Edwards didn't pick up his foul until halfway through the second half, you say, yeah, probably take that. In the meantime, Jeremiah Bembry has come back into the game. He'll square up on Moore now. The ball moves quickly to Mason. Penetrating jump pass. And a travel on Moore as Bembry got in front of him and was knocked down after the whistle already blew.
Jesse Edwards going to get a blow. Slazinski's back in for him right now.
Jesse needs it's played a hard-fought game up to this point. He's already got a double-double. Bembry in his first game of college basketball kicks it right side to Wilson. Underneath, Sumnick. Drops the hook in stride, and Pat Sumnick, 2 for his last 2. Mountaineers up 51-43. Lee pushing off Bembry. That'll open up things for Mason. He got it again.
Gotta know where he is. Even though you're in the zone, know where the shooters are.
Mason with 13. That's his 3rd 3. Wilson, baseline drive, swatted away by Moore. And it's off the leg of Donovan Clay. West Virginia will maintain possession. Into the backcourt for Bembry. Important minutes here for 5 and White and the home Mountaineers. Neve got around 1. Blocking call underneath. They'll get Mason for the foul. Sumnick was there to grab the board. And with 8:15 to go, 2 free throws coming up for Ofri Neve.
Neve, even being a freshman like that, he has great basketball sense. Gave a little head fake, went straight inside. Wait till he gets some strength on him and really, really gets into the program and figures out what's going on. He's going to be a big help to West Virginia.
Yeah, you said it, Bake. Ofri Neve joined West Virginia extremely late in the process. I mean, Coach Josh Eilert wasn't the official interim head coach until the 4th week in June. And Neve hits the first free throw. And Neve, one of the latest commitments for West Virginia. He didn't join until the last week of July.
Right. Yeah. Give Deshaun Butler a credit for that. He was the one that discovered him and had some connections with him, and he's here now, and certainly Mountaineer fans are going to be glad that he is.
Neve's 6'6", 225. Has to adjust to the college game. This is the second free throw, and the lead is just 6 for West Virginia, 8:12 to go.
West Virginia in their man-to-man now. They need to talk.
Oh, good steal from Sumnick. It slipped away from him. Clay cut up. Sumnick got to it. Trying to get that ball up. Got to get it first. Shot clock at 15 here for the Bears. Lee, far corner. Clay, good move on Sumnick. Screen came from Edwards. Pushed back out.
West Virginia's done a nice job on Clay.
Moore from NBA range. Can't get anything for it. Mountaineers, 11 of 20. They're shooting over 50% in the second half. They got the lead. We'll return on this after ESPN Plus.
Switch 1 through 4. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got one. Know where our shooters are. All right? Everybody's got one. Yeah. Stay there. No more threes. Yeah, no more threes for Mason. Hey, let's simplify it on offense. We'll just keep going back to diamond. You can pick and pop.
Simple instructions from first-year head coach for West Virginia, Josh Eilert. Mountaineers up 6 as we welcome you back to the University City. Andrew Creedy, Warren Baker with you. Mountaineers 11 of 20 shooting in the second half, completely flipping a script for a team that hit just 4 field goals on 32 attempts in the first half.
Oh yeah, they settled down, went back to the basics, the things that Josh Eilert wanted them to do, passing the ball, good ball movement, and guys cutting and got good shots.
West Virginia leads the Bears in second chance points 17-8. And for a Missouri State team that was one of the best in the country in offensive rebounds last year, they averaged 11 per game. Mountaineers 14-8 in the offensive board category. We'll see how many Jesse Edwards has, because he's been a big part of that equation.
Token pressure from Missouri State, no problems for West Virginia.
And Edwards, who is on the bench prior to that break, back out there.
Missouri State back in the man-to-man.
Harris, forward for West Virginia.
Seth Wilson getting a very deserved rest.
Shot clock at 5. Bembry going to pick it up. Got to make something happen. Off-balance jumper swirls in and out. And they, with Mason finding Lee. Good looking 3, too strong. That'll belong to West Virginia. Clay over the top on Harris, got the last tip. So 7:07 to go, Bake.
Missouri State looks like they've been a little tight on the last couple of threes that they've taken. The one that Chance Moore took before the break looked like it was just a frustration three. Didn't hit anything, so.
Oh, Edwards, a lot of space down low.
Yeah, Jesse Edwards by himself.
And that'll open things up for Slazinski. He got it!
I tell you what, Jesse Edwards is great at finding the open man.
Edwards, 11 points, 10 rebounds, and a big second assist. West Virginia up 9. Their largest lead of the game, and it comes with 6.5 to play. Mason's got the hot hand. They run the set to Edwards. Rejected by Josiah Harris. Slazinski after it. Possession maintained by Moore, a whistle. And the whistle blows. I want to make sure the clock is okay. That possession would have stayed alive. With 6:19 to go, at least for now, a pause on this Missouri State possession.
Jesse Edwards finding Slazinski there, and he's ready to shoot it. That's what your good shooters are. They see it coming. And look at this block by JoJo Harris. Coming from behind, no foul. Mountaineers all over the floor. Good hustle.
Josiah Harris, 6'7" sophomore from Canton, Ohio. Starting his second game in his career. We'll go to the scorers table.
It must be a clock issue. Don't really know.
Well, yeah, the question is, did that shot attempt touch the rim, which would have reset the shot clock when Harris blocked it? So West Virginia up 9. Missouri State hasn't scored in the last 2.5 minutes.
And the ball is rolling out of bounds. Missouri State get possession of it? Is that what happened then?
Yeah,
and
they had
stopped
possession, yeah.
Okay, because there were bodies all over the floor flying around. I couldn't see in the corner.
So that's sorted out quickly. And the Bears will have control. Okay, go ahead and get the intel. Yeah, so that's what we were checking, was if the block shot hit the rim. That's what it was.
It was a block shot. You know, Gary Maxwell just said it was a block shot, but it did hit the rim, so they reset everything.
I know, we're waiting for Kobe Johnson to step back in.
They're holding up the game, waiting for him to come in.
Wake up, Kobe. Bembry with a good shift. He'll get a round of applause as he heads back to the bench. Matthew Lee, 5 assists in the game. Cesar Edwards. With 4 on the shot clock, Lee at the halfway stripe. Gonna have to fire one up. Didn't hit the rim.
Good defense by West Virginia. You heard Josh Heilig say during the timeout, switching 1 through 4. So anytime you come up, there's going to be a switch. That way you don't really leave anybody open. There's not a screen. You're switching that thing off. West Virginia with good defense that time down.
Missouri State 1 of its last 8 from the field. They're shooting just 33% in this game. Underneath, Kobe Johnson, 57-46.
Boy, you have to like Kobe Johnson's strength inside.
A game of 2 dramatic halves. Mason to Clay. Donovan Clay, the senior, going to work on JoJo Harris. Can't get it to fall.
Good
Tough
job
shot
by Harris. Boy, a night that Clay won't want to remember.
Slazinski. West Virginia doesn't need to force anything here, and Slazinski fouled. They're going to call it on the ground, despite Slazinski, the senior, pointing up, say I was going up with it. So that'll be the 3rd foul on Clay.
Seth Wilson coming back in after a good rest. JoJo Harris taking a well-deserved rest right now.
The adjustments from interim head coach Josh Eilert have paid massive dividends in the second half. Now the issue for West Virginia is just closing it out. Look at an offensive foul on Neve. He was trying to swim around his defender.
He was.
That'll be the second on Ofri Neve. And just got the arm up and near the neck of the smaller Matthew Lee. And now Lee heads to the bench. And our officials are going to have a discussion about it.
Are they looking to see whether there was an elbow thrown or something
with
there?
Coach Eilert, Gary Maxwell, Craig Murley, and Alex Thompson, our officiating crew. And that may be the question. So at least to me, Bake, I mean, that's just Neve trying to get position and step through him.
I think there was a little acting that went there. Basically just a common foul, offensive foul now. Missouri State will have the ball out.
Yep.
West Virginia's been doing it on the defensive end. They've got to keep that up.
(57-46) Mountaineers. And that three is good from Chance Moore.
Ah, boy. You don't want him to get cranked up. West Virginia needs to make sure they get a hand in this face. Chance Moore can really light it up once he gets started. A little 2-2-1 action right now by Missouri State.
WVU was enjoying its largest lead of the game at 11 points, and that was sliced into by that three-pointer. 4:30 to go. Time is against Missouri State. There's still a lot of basketball left. Here in the season opener for the Mountaineers at home at the Coliseum. 5 on the shot clock for the dynamic Jesse Edwards. And West Virginia got it up! Kobe Johnson, they're going to count the basket. They got to take a look at it.
Dana Ford is, beside himself.
I'll be honest with you, Bake. I'll be surprised if it was got up in time.
Well, right. I'm surprised Jesse Edwards didn't know. No, I don't think it was either.
So they'll review this. And we'll see if it counts. A close one. West Virginia 60-49 with an asterisk on ESPN Plus. Might be coming back. West Virginia 57, Missouri State 49 with 4:11 to go. They were reviewing that three-pointer from Kobe Johnson. And as we see it there, it did not get it up in time. Would have been a great play and really would have given West Virginia an excellent buffer. But video replay is the right thing.
Yep.
And it's coming back. Shot clock violation instead of 3 points.
Well, I'm really surprised Jesse Edwards didn't shoot that, because Jesse there, he's doing a great job of kicking that ball out, but the guys were yelling at him that the clock was running down, and he had one-on-one. I thought he would take that shot up. Well, if nothing else, Kobe Johnson says, I can hit those if need be. Well, with Chance Moore and Austin Mason on the court, West Virginia cannot relax, because a couple of three balls, that's certainly not out of the question for those guys. They can hit it.
And Missouri State, a 17-win team last season. Coach Ford runs the set, and it pays off. They go to Bay on the set play, cuts the West Virginia lead to 6 with 4 minutes to go.
And here's the 2-2-1 again. West Virginia has to take care of the basketball.
Coach Ford leading his group to 12 conference wins in 3 consecutive years. He's a great coach, wins a ton of games. They can play from behind, no problem. 8 on the shot clock for Wilson. There's the set. Edwards is there to get the miss from Johnson. Too much on it. Moore near side to Lee with 3.5 to play. Two-possession game here, Bake.
And West Virginia, you have to find the shooters.
Mason, far corner, one of them. Moore underneath the basket currently. Mason's got it now. And Bay, long two, strong, rebound by Edwards. No chance to press this time. I'm going to say that was deflected, no backcourt violation. I'm getting a piece of it more.
West Virginia has 3 timeouts at its disposal. Missouri State is down to 1 timeout.
Slazinski had that blocked, and Clay rips it free. Neve trying to foul, Mason to the basket, blocked by Johnson. It'll stay with Missouri State on a transition play that looked deadly for the Mountaineers, and somehow, with 2.5 to go, it'll be an inbound instead. Open look, good for Chance Moore, and it's a 3-point game.
West Virginia fell asleep on that inbounds play. You have to know where Chance Moore is. And Josh Allen will use one of the timeouts. Has 3 at his disposal, down 2.
West Virginia was up 11 3 minutes ago. It's now an 8-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes for Missouri State. With 2:19 to go, exactly what West Virginia had feared, an experienced Missouri State team with tons of time. And Slazinski just didn't switch on.
Yeah, West Virginia really, really slow coming out and finding the people on, especially the shooters.
In this game, Missouri State 34% shooting, West Virginia 29. Teams are close in threes, West Virginia 7, Missouri State 8. Bears have attempted 26, West Virginia 21. Free throws a huge aspect of the first half. Mountaineers 16 of 20 in the game. Bears haven't really gone to the line that much. They're 4 of 6. Rebounding, West Virginia has won that battle by 5, 44-39.
Well, now West Virginia really needs to take care of the basketball. Missouri State only has 5 team fouls, so they're going to be aggressive on that defensive end. West Virginia only has 4, but you know those guys are going to come out slapping, reaching.
13 on the shot clock for Kobe Johnson.
And West Virginia needs a good ball movement here.
Slazinski inside Edwards, that's the look. Jesse turns, feathers it in.
Good play out of the timeout to get that ball into Edwards. Now West Virginia needs to find the shooters.
Get a stop. Missouri State has scored its last 3 possessions. Lee looking to take Neve to the basket. Whistle and a blocking call as Neve goes over the top. The smaller Matthew Lee. A look at Edwards putting West Virginia up 5. You see it again, that's Neve just trying to stay on top of Lee. Inbound to Clay. 17 on the shot clock, 1:40 to go. Bears need a bucket. They go underneath, and Edwards whistled for the foul on Clay. 8 on the shot clock, 1:32 on the game clock.
That's West Virginia's 16 fouls, so still no shots. Now West Virginia can't doze off again like they did on the inbounds play. You'll see Missouri State really try to set something here and get a good shot and let one of their 3-point shooters shoot it.
They run to Mason, and he'll hit that every time. 59-56, 3-point game.
Now it wasn't a 3, but that's the type of shot that Mason can hit from it.
Slazinski, jump pass ahead to Harris. Line was 4 coming into the game, Bake. We're at 3 as the difference. 1 minute to go. Kobe Johnson asked to be aggressive by his head coach. Johnson scores!
The strength of Kobe Johnson inside.
61-56 Mountaineers, 50 seconds to go. Clay hands off to Mason. And then to Moore, contested 3. He got it! 61-59, 41 seconds remain, and down is
boy.
Seth Wilson after the play.
Dana Ford over there checking on him. Oh, boy.
Seth Wilson
did not see what happened. Well, it appears that it might be a cramp.
Which would be the best case scenario
yes,
for
Doc
West
Meadows
Virginia.
working on his calf.
Possession West Virginia after that huge three-point make from Moore. He's got 24. That is a game high, one possession game. As we review the last two scoring sequences, Kobe Johnson attacks, counts it. Timeout was taken by Missouri State, and that huge knock-in from Chance Moore, his 5th three of the game.
The M&M guys, Moore and Mason, West Virginia cannot lose those guys. Make somebody else shoot that ball outside, but those two guys are deadly.
So one of West Virginia's best, if not the best, distance shooter, Seth Wilson, not sure of his availability for the final 41 seconds here.
And again, Missouri State with only 5 team fouls, so they're going to be very, very, very aggressive. West Virginia has to really protect, make sure you come to meet the ball.
New career high from Chance Moore, had 23 in a game last season. Pulls Missouri State within 2 on the road here in Morgantown. A West Virginia team that has faced nothing but adversity for the last 5 months. Up to 41 seconds to go. Bears will press. Missouri State, as we saw from Coach Ford right there, no timeouts for Missouri State. West Virginia has 2 left.
He wanted out of that corner.
Bounce to Neve. Oh, nice split of the defense. Johnson finds Slazinski in stride. Slazinski to the basket, lays it up and in. Here comes Lee, though, from Missouri State. Far corner, Moore. Short, rebound Slazinski. Sky pass for Neve, tipped on to Josiah Harris. With 19 seconds to go, 65-59 West Virginia. And Harris called for the foul with 13.8, West Virginia by 6.
Very smart move by Chance Moore to drive, but West Virginia with a couple of great plays. Neve with that tip.
Could be enough for the Mountaineers. 2 shots for Moore on the 7th team foul. Fans on their feet. 1-1. Rebounded by Moore. Kick back out to Bay. Online, no good. Rebound Edwards with 8 seconds to go. Swiped at and fouled. West Virginia going to win this ball game.
Wow. What a hard-fought ball game. Now, give Missouri State tons of credit. You know, they could have quit a number of times. They've got a couple of big leaders that have kept them in this ball game. West Virginia has to get this ball in. Still 5 seconds to go.
Mountaineers up 6. Get it in, don't turn it over. Really the only requirement. Kobe Johnson, and they do that. Harris again, the exclamation point. 67-59. Down 6 at the half. West Virginia a winner by 8.
What a gut check, what a good ball game for West Virginia. Missouri State is going to be very difficult in that league. I'm telling you right now.
West Virginia outscores the Bears 41-29 in the second half. Jesse Edwards, 13 points for the Mountaineers and 13 rebounds. 1 game, 1 double-double. 18 points for Quinn Slazinski and 1 win in one game for interim head coach Josh Eilert. He made the adjustments, Bake, that he had to and got his game going. And Amanda Mazey is standing by with Josh Eilert.
Coach, congratulations, your very first win as a head coach. It wasn't easy, but what did you learn about this team tonight?
I told him after the George Mason game, I mean, we had some, some resolve. And we kept fighting, and then that's what we got to do. It was a rock fight out there. I think we shot 14% in the first half. I thought, I keep talking about our offense and where we're at with that. And like I said at halftime, we got too selfish. We got to play together.
You needed guys to step up. Seth Wilson stepped up. Talk about the play of Quinn. Everybody definitely had a piece in this win tonight.
I mean, if we're going to be good, everybody's going to play their role and help us win. And if shots aren't going to fall all the time, and they weren't falling in the first half. So we figured out a way to win. I wish it wasn't that stressful, but I might want to put a smile on my face and move on to the next one.
Coach, you're undefeated. Go enjoy it. Congratulations. Thank you. Andrew?
Thank you, Amanda. Coach Eilert as steady as ever. Not too much change between his halftime interview and his postgame interview.
No, it wasn't. You know, if you had game balls, 4 or 5 different guys from West Virginia could get one. You look at the plays that JoJo Harris made with blocks and rebounding, Jesse Edwards, the way he played, Seth Wilson, Quinn Slazinski. I mean, Kobe, the game ball could go at the whole team. McVay played well. Sumnick came in and played well. That was just a great team victory.
And more to come with Amanda Mazey. She's with Quinn Slazinski. Amanda?
I literally had to pull him away. He wants to go in the locker room and celebrate. Quinn, what does this win mean tonight after everything you guys have been through?
It means everything. I mean, we got guys in our locker room. You know, it's probably not hip and on trend to be a WVU fan right now. But, man, we said in the locker room, we all we got. If you're with us, we love you. We're going to support you. We're going to play our ass off. And we did that tonight. Congratulations on Josh Eilert's first win. We had such a hell of a game. I'm proud of my teammates.
What did that mean to get him his first win as well?
It means a lot. You know, his wife's birthday was yesterday, so it's meant a lot to him. Obviously, he was filling big shoes. Everyone misses him and stuff like that. But it's a new era, a new trend. We're just happy we got the right guy.
All right, appreciate that. You had a great night as well. We're looking at your stats right now. What propelled you to have such an outstanding evening?
You know, I kind of forced things in the first half, just first game jitters. I didn't even play last year because of my foot injury, so I was just so amped up to get out there. But I trusted in my teammates. We have such amazing players that give us the ball at the right times, and I'm just so proud. You know, they had me to have the game I had today.
Get in there and go celebrate. Thanks, Quinn. Appreciate it. Andrew?
Thank you very much, Amanda. 67-59, the final from the WVU Coliseum. West Virginia challenged, but off on the right foot to begin the 23-24 campaign. So for Warren Baker, I'm Andrew Carudi saying so long from the WVU Coliseum, where the final score is 67-59, West Virginia over Missouri State. All games airing on ESPN networks are streaming live and archived in the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.